Hi, Valentino Zubiri here. Let's start with theoreticals. Let's say you need to make a lot of money because you need to make a lot of money. And then I'm an artist, right? It's in the nature of art to become expensive. Now, we're in the 21st century. And for example, like the speed of computers and cell phones, the development of technology and all that, there's something called the exponential mindset, and you can Google that. Everyone wants to make money yesterday, right? And so let's support that. What if I told you that I make an announcement of my scarcity, like for example, I really just want to make only 6,500 works in my entire life, and then after that I want to do something else. So that's the 21st century thing that I'm into. 20th century artists would just keep making art all the way to their deaths. And what I'm saying now is let's speed this up so the 51.2 can be reached as soon as possible. And then I can do something else. So I'm not going to be making any more than that. See? So who needs money right now? Individuals and companies and nonprofits and for-profits, banks that are always in the news, always losing money and always letting go of their employees and closing branches. And then there's insurance funds and healthcare funds and pension funds. So everyone makes less money than they want, right? And imagine this, if you're a smaller company or an individual, if this idea can help the bigger international companies like international banks and pension funds that need billions upon billions of dollars, then maybe it can help you. Now, I want you to think, don't think of your enemies, okay? I want you to think of your family, people you love, because anyone who approaches me, I would help. So imagine your family, what legacy, or do you have any plans for them for the future? Are they going to be prosperous? Then get into what I have here and listen to what I have to say and imagine what might happen if you lose out on this and if you do this with me. Now, I call this the hashtag Valzubiriagenda, and therefore, if anyone else wants to do the same thing that we're doing, if I succeed here, other artists all over the world will do the same thing, right? And if you succeed, other investors and art collectors and resellers will do the same thing too. So make sure that you click the button as soon as you can. There's only 400 and then 500 that I'm offering here. So here's what I call the hashtag Valzubiriagenda. We artists can support our collectability, and the way to do that is by producing books. Books last forever. So we can produce books that are related to our art, memoirs, biographies, art books, and art catalogs. Now, because self-publishing is everywhere all over the world now, then that's good, because I'm encouraging 4 groups of people to do this. Artists, art investors, art collectors, and art resellers. And the resellers can be cafes. Anyone who wants to make money can be a reseller. Cafes, restaurants, huge banks, pension funds. Here's the thing that might happen, right? Because I'm promoting myself to be taking reservations in the wholesale number for the big banks, for example. You can piggyback on that possibility by getting my art now. I have my books, right, and I have my memoirs. I'm claiming to be the current living contemporary artist who's personally written the most memoirs that have the perspective of a visual artist, and that's in the world. So I have the most memoirs, and I actually pulled out a few other memoirs that I have. So I'll be releasing them in the future, and I'm also going to be writing even more. So even as you and everyone else would have my art, I'm still going to be continuing to add on to my collectability by writing even more memoirs. I'm envisioning a memoirs of an artist series. Aside from that, this is what I call the hashtag Valzubiriagenda. We make an announcement of our scarcity and our increasing prices, and because art's not regulated, we can actually announce an exponentially increasing schedule of prices. So that's how the $51.2 million can be reached. Let me give you the numbers. 400 pieces at $7,000, 500 pieces at $10,000 each, 400 pieces at $25,000 each, $50,000 for the next 400, 100,000 for the next 400. So the increase is exponential by a factor of 2. So after 100,000, it'll be 200,000, 400,000, 800,000, 1.6, 3.2, 6.4, 12.8, 25.6, and finally 51.2. Now, I'm going to be making 400 pieces per price point. So it actually totals to 5,700. And I'm telling you, I'll be making 6,500, right? So that still gives me a few more, you know, rich get richer. Didn't you hear that? And then there's going to be even more people with money, not just now, but in the future. Although, here's the thing, and here's why I'm asking you to consider my project. A lot of investors right now, they have overvalued assets in stocks, bonds, and real estate. Those markets might not necessarily come crashing down, but they might decline, right? But my art at $7,000 and $10,000 obviously would be undervalued. Now, let me ask you something. How do you make $1 billion for yourself, right? Get 20 of my works and then hope for the $51.2 million to happen, right? Now, unfortunately, on Kickstarter, you're only allowed one, so basically one order, right? Because Kickstarter has a limit of 10,000, and that's what I'm asking for. So I would suggest that you form your investment group and invite your friends, relatives, your brothers, sisters, siblings, parents, and then form your group and then start playing with the numbers. The important thing is I only have 500 and 400 here, see? So click the button now and then consult with your friends and family and your business partners and everyone else and see if you made the right decision, and just make sure that you know the deadline of this Kickstarter, when Kickstarter would charge you money. So there's the agreement now and then the deal later. Okay, so if you have no plans for your future, if you don't have any distinct plans and things that you're supposed to be doing for your family, your loved ones, now once again, I will help anyone, and if you happen to know other people who just might need this to increase their assets and make money so that your company or their company would not have to let go of so many people, then by all means let them know. Now here's the thing, we're hoping for a snowball effect to happen, right? If you get something from me here now and then you look at the higher numbers, you want the higher numbers reached, right? So once you make a reservation, at any point, make sure that you tell 10 others and encourage them to do the same thing. Now these 10 others, if they respond, they'll tell 10 more people or individuals or companies. That's how the snowball effect can happen, right? Now here's another phenomenon that might happen too. If you're familiar with trading, if you know how to trade futures, this is like trading futures, except that it's like trading art futures. You're going to be trading the receipts even before the art pieces get finished. Because I have my own rate of production, and then that snowball effect for the demand might happen, right? So that's something that I hope to happen, because the more we succeed here, the more other artists all over the world will get into the same thing. And the more other investors like yourself will also get into the same thing. With regards to the catalogs, the reason for the catalogs is this. You can be a cafe and you can be any business, you can be a reception office. If you have shelves, then just have our catalogs. The prices wouldn't be there. They can just be on a single sheet of paper that everyone can literally print out, and literally and figuratively will all be on the same page for every artist that gets into this, which is what I call the hashtag Valzubiriagenda. So that's what it is. Good luck, and hopefully you can reserve more now and come up with your calculator, your pen and paper, and see what you might miss out if you don't do this now. Thanks.